With the iPonic controller, you can initialize an air exchange or dump to periodically cycle fresh air throughout your grow room, even though the temperature of the room is well below the cool set point threshold. Now, to use air exchange, the equipment for this task, may it be a fan, damper, or air exchanger, must be a fan equipment type device to respond accordingly to the air exchange programming parameters you implement. So the first thing we're going to do is make output number 3, where it says humidify, a fan equipment device. Now from the home screen we'll go OK. We'll scroll to System Setup, and we'll go to Equipment Setup, and then Advanced. Scroll down to output number 3, which is currently humidify. Hit OK. You want to go to Initial Settings, Set Type, and then we're going to go ahead and scroll down and make this a fan equipment type. But we want the fan to be in parentheses, and this will delete previous settings for humidify. Hit OK. And now the fan is in parentheses. If you hit back, you can see the name has changed from humidify to vent fans. We're going to simply go ahead and change this name real fast, and we're going to name this exchange. Now once done, just go ahead and simply hit the home button, and it will prompt you to save. And as you can see, 3 is now exchanged. Once you have changed the equipment type, hit OK, and then go to System Setup, and then you want to go to Advanced Setup, number 6. Now in Advanced Setup, button number 5 has air exchange settings. So let's hit button number 5. By default, air exchange is disabled. Button number 1 will in fact enable and disable the feature, but we want to enable the feature. Now within the air exchange settings, you have a start time that you can set and an end time, an on duration and an off duration. So this gives you a cycle where you can have your air exchange on for whatever duration you want, off for whatever duration you want. But for this simple test of showing how air exchange works, we're going to simply make the on duration be 5 seconds to show you how it's exchanging. And then the off duration we're going to make it 5 seconds. Now this is how you get to the air exchange settings on the 614. To get to the air exchange on the 624, you would simply just go into each individual room in the advanced section, and each individual room has its own air exchange parameters. But now that you have went ahead and set this air exchange, we're simply going to go ahead and hit the home button to engage this air exchange. Now with the cycle that we inputted, you can see the lights are on, the CO2 is in fact active, and the air exchange is following the programming parameters of 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off. Also note that with the fan equipment type, it is in fact cutting CO2 when it is in fact running. If you can listen to this device here attached to the CO2 tank, it's clicking on and off as soon as the fan is engaged. And that's our video in setting up the air exchange on the iPonic controller.